NNP going onward and upward. Now it is my task in the National Executive to look at our voter registration, the voter registration process, and to monitor our constituency work in canvassing the voters list. Why is that so important? It is important, sisters and brothers, because, as you know, the classic statement, politics and the election is a numbers game. And what we have discovered are some strange things happening on our voters list. Strange names that are not conventional, usual, identifiable Grenadian names. Because as we suspected all along, a certain program for investment in the country has been abused. And they are using it now as a fail-safe because of the dwindling support for the administration. The fail-safe is that when persons participate in this program and they obtain permission for a certain development and they get a Grenada passport as part of the package, you know there's no first-class citizen and second-class citizen. There are no categories of citizen. Citizen is citizen. And so the idea, the plot, is to use these persons and register them in certain constituencies that they considered were marginal and very close on the last occasion, so as to increase the numbers that may vote for them in those constituencies so that they can hold on to office. Can you imagine that? They just reach, you know. They just reach. And this is what we see happening. So the political battles that we have to fight going forward, this is part of the frontier, sisters and brothers. This is part of the frontier. We have a new bunch of hungry people that want to stay there. They ain't too concerned about what they're doing, whether they're bringing service and benefit to the people. They talk about transformation, as my sisters and brothers will tell you much further along in this meeting. They'll elaborate on that. The only transformation I can tell you, those of you who are moving back and forth to Grenada, and some of you who only watch the TV, I can tell you the only transformation is transformation in certain people's pocket. Because as soon as you land and you leave Point Saline, when you ride, you're hitting potholes. Because that is not, no, you're laughing, that is not being attended to. And you'll hear all sorts of lovely things because they are good at PR, public relations. They're sending all these images to you and tell you the country doing so well. Great things are happening. Take the plane and come down and see. Take the plane and come down and see. They tell you they've made $1.2 billion. Not million. $1.2 billion in CBI project investments. But that money is not in the economy. That money is not in the country. Every time a question is asked in the parliament about the unemployment rate, every time budget cycle comes around and a question is asked by the team What about the percentage of economic growth? Ducking. Every time question is asked about the figures for job creation, ducking again. You notice no more transformation talk. They don't talk about transformation because it's not happening. And so, sisters and brothers, that is why it is so important for us to come and re-engage, and I call it re-engaging with you in the diaspora. Because I believe, firmly so, on the last occasion, many of us and many of you, sisters and brothers in the diaspora, were duped by the fancy talk and a nice PR. And now, well, it didn't take long, sister, it didn't take long for Grenadians to catch up. Because when you're catching your backside, when you're catching your men, you go catch up, you know. You go catch up. And so the people have caught up. But as it is with our system of government, it's not like we have in some parts of the United States, you know, you have recall. You get a certain amount of petitions and you could recall your representative. Unfortunately, we don't have that. So we have to wait. Some of us have to wait. But in the meantime, while we are waiting, we are educating our sisters and brothers. We are organizing our party. And we are giving political education to all our party foot soldiers so that we can be ready to take back the country and return it to prosperity once more. So, sisters and brothers, hold the fort. Hold the fort. Because the new National Party train is coming. And we're coming strong. We're coming strong, sisters and brothers. I want to thank you so very much, and I look forward to engaging with all of you later on this evening. Thank you so very much. God bless you.
If you look at the table in the back, you'll see some of these. But before I speak to it, ladies and gentlemen, that is not how you show appreciation for somebody who has really and truly spoken to you and given you a message here this evening. Let's hear it for Brother Dwight Hart. And going forward, I want that noise to increase. It should never decrease. Good? My attention was drawn to something. But I have learned that sometimes the best thing to do is use a new word I made on my own. Ignomement. I know what kind of word I made the word, so I use it ignomement because they brought my attention to something and pointed out something or somebody, and I say ignomement is the order of the day. But there's one thing we can't ignore, brothers and sisters, and there's one thing we should never ignore. We should never ignore the fact that our brothers and sisters in the northern part of Grenada and some in the eastern, western, and eastern end suffered recently. We must never ignore that the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, I don't think that the word suffer is the proper word to use. And maybe by the end of the evening, I might find the word to use to describe what the people of Carriacou, Petit Martinique, and some people in the northern part of Grenada, what they went through when Hurricane